The last time these challenge crates came out, I actually ended up pulling one of the first shiny Wumbo Denises. And finally, after around 6 or 7 months, this was back in April while I was on vacation on my MacBook, they have finally decided to actually update this crate. So in the update coming this Friday, I'm going to show you how to capitalize on it just like I did. I made so much value when this crates came out. Obviously, in Tides, we had all the challenge macros going constantly in our Discord. I'm going to show you guys how we can do that as well. But not only that, I'm going to show you guys sneak peeks of all of the new units and go way more in depth than anyone else has. I literally watched their videos just to kind of get some information, but I realized that I already know more, and then I found out even more from the game and the files. So in today's video, I'm going to show you guys everything as a pro, as someone who took advantage of the shiny Wumbo Dennis and got one of the first 5, and also got offered over 300 million value in today's terms. So yeah, guys, we are going to capitalize as much as we can. I did keep it for a video, but I ended up not recording because I was in Bermuda. I didn't have my computer. Anyways, besides the point, let's get straight into this video. So if we head over to the event tab, as you can see, we have 2 new events, an admin abuse crate and the challenge crate refresh going on here, fellas. So first, let's check out the admin abuse. We'll get into the new crate refresh units as well, but first, the admin abuse. The admin abuse, there's just new chances to get the admin abuse crate, guys. And what does that mean for us? That means most likely our Captain Zacks here are going to go down in value. I know they're not from the admin crate, but most likely they'll spawn some in again if they are summoning admin crates. For sure, these Painting the Pirates are going to go down. There's going to be way more than 5k after this event. They're going to do more chests than last time. They like to trickle things in and taper it. So make sure you guys trade those off if you are looking to maximize your value. If you just want to keep it like I'm doing, then just keep it. The other thing that's going to, without a doubt, drop in value is the Doradon, guys. So make sure you guys get rid of those as well. They don't have that much value. 20,000 already exists, but those are going to see a heavy blow this coming weekend, as well as the regular Captain Zacks. Those are also in the crate. I only have shiny Wumbos, but those are still probably in a drop. So yeah, guys, if you want to maximize profit, get rid of all 3 and let's move on. Next on the list is a challenge crate refresh. As we've talked about, there's going to be 6 new units in the crate, and there's also already 6 units in this crate, but most likely they'll change the rarities. I think there's going to be an exotic. I'm going to show you guys why. We will have to see though for sure, but let's say they decide to do 2 epics like the rarities are now. That's going to be kind of underwhelming for the times we're in. So I hope there's an exotic, especially if this is going to be like the next grind for the next 6 months, considering they haven't updated it in the last 6-7 months. So it says, are you ready, kids? The challenge crate has been completely restocked. 6 brand new units have washed up in Bikini Bottom, each ready to join your team and take on the toughest challenge yet. So we at least know 4 of these units, okay? From left to right, the first is the Doctor, okay? Next is the Rodent, which I'm actually going to give more detail on in a little second. We've got the Prehistoric Patrick. If this can live up to Prehistoric Gary, this update's going to be hyped. And then, of course, the Clown Squidward, which I'm excited for as well. Go back and pause the video if you want to take a closer look, but let me know down below what you guys think these rarities and attack types will be. If anyone goes 4 for 4 on these units, I will personally give them an insanely OP unit. We will give someone who guesses right this shiny Wumbo Plankton tank. Actually, we'll give a shiny Wumbo 5-star Plankton tank. If you can guess all 4 rarities and their attack types before it's been leaked, I will give that to you. So make sure you comment your guesses down below. The rules are no editing your message, and it must be sent before there's any leaks about that stuff. But now let's take a closer look at the Rodent, which is already released in one of the SpongeBob games. So here we are in Steel of SpongeBob, also made by the same dev team. When we go through the index, you'll recognize a ton of these units, and you'll also probably notice that they, a lot of the time, align with what's in the actual game. For example, the Plankton tank, the Robot Mantis, the Hydra Karen. Our index is nowhere near complete, guys, but look at this thing down here. Okay, so besides the only exotic Patty Squidward in the game, there is also a new exotic, the Rodent, which I haven't got my hands on, but that's how it looks in this game. And that's what it is, undoubtedly. So, it's an exotic in Steel SpongeBob. Will the Rodent be an exotic in SpongeBob Tower Defense as well? Who knows? I'm thinking it could be because, yeah, how are you going to have something this hype in this game and then just make it terrible in the other? It would make no sense to me. What is in speculation is the grinding method I'm about to show you and how you should capitalize on this update. Challenges have always been a great way to grind, guys. Whether it's for buying food, golden trait reels back when they were hard to get, or even chests, this has always been one of the best things to do. Not only that, but it has the fastest mount in the game. If you guys are playing Tower Karate, this thing flies through it. The reason people stopped grinding it is because the Dennis came out of style, and this was always very hard to macro. But over time, as many of you know, this has gotten very easy to macro because there is now a replay button on all of the challenges. So what I'm going to encourage you all to do is get a full lineup of AoEs. I'm personally using Captain Zack, the best AoE in the game, and as I said in my last video where I traded for this, it is going to be the best for macroing knowing that these challenges were coming. So we're going to need a Captain Zack. These things might actually actually go up in value. I don't know. The shiny Wumbo especially depends on how many they spawn. A full AoE, pretty small placement radius. Cyclops is also good. Does way less damage. You have to use its abilities. Granny Tentacles, guys, is a huge game changer. The best starter ever. And it's also funny enough in this challenge shack right here. So make sure you guys get your hands on the Granny Tent before it goes. There is tons in the game. I think millions of these exist. But yeah, this is going to be the best starter. Olympian SpongeBob isn't that bad either. The damage kind of sucks. I don't know why people told me to use it. I'm going to get rid of it for now. But basically, any AoE you have that does tons of damage, get pretty much secret formula on it and get it ready to place down. Next, we're going to go on the challenge, guys. And these are super easy to macro. You do have to be a little intelligent to make this work. You're going to have to do a bit of work on your own. That's all I ask. But we need to start doing this quick before these challenges come out. So what we're going to do is sign into the game, hit 7x, guys. Make sure you start your macro, of course, but hit 7x. Place all your stuff, spam place these stuff everywhere as if it was any map, and then let's start the wave. So we're just going to keep spamming stuff randomly throughout the map and just keep clicking everywhere. Hit Q2 to cancel the placements. Buff Sandy, by the way, is full AoE, even if it doesn't say it. And essentially, guys, if you spam enough, these units will place on any map. And then what you're going to do is speed up your macro so that it goes faster and just spams clicks everywhere. You don't even need to upgrade stuff. The Captain Zack does enough damage to one-shot everything in these waves anyway. The Buff Sandy also does a ton of damage. You literally wouldn't even need to upgrade, but if you want to add spam clicks, if you have to, add spam clicks to every upgrade as well. I'm going to make a full-blown UG phone tutorial later. It is a lot easier on UG phone because you actually have a lot more customability. You can change the timings to each click. So essentially on UG phone, if this makes sense, I will make a tutorial later, as I said, but I'll try to explain it very briefly. Make a macro, guys, for each of the challenges. Okay, so Christmas Vault, Patty Vault is the hardest one. You make the macro for each challenge. Okay, you just let it record, make it 1 hour, 15-minute macro. Don't click anything besides the placements. Then what you do is you stop the macro and speed everything up to like 200 milliseconds. By the way, this is the Young Dan method. Shout out to Young Dan. But you speed everything up to 200 milliseconds and it will just spam beat every map because it literally works for every map because you macroed every map and just spammed it and then sped up every map, if that makes sense. I will explain it more later, guys, but that's all right. I will make a full-blown macro tutorial before the challenges come out so we can all prepare. It's really easy. It's nothing like before. Before, people had to like walk to the challenge in their macro and stuff. Nothing like that, okay? It won't confuse you once I show you, but there we go. We beat this in 1:40. And with our macro that just spans, we'd hit replay or next, depending on what's there. It doesn't really matter. But as I said, it does take 1 hour and 15 minutes to set up the whole thing, guys. So I'll be doing that in a separate video. And to summarize everything, make sure you trade away your Captain Zacks, your Durandurons, and your Painties if you want to maximize on value. But at the same time, also go collect AoEs so we can macro this thing. Make sure you guys get the Granny Tentacles. It is going away in a few days from these crates after they refresh it. And get your lineups ready, guys, because this is going to be worth grinding. The last time they refreshed this crate, it made a ton of people rich, including myself. You guys won't want to miss it. I'll see you guys on Friday for the live stream. Goodbye.